Hello everybody and welcome to Lucky by Nature. I am Beastdaemon and thank you for hanging out with me today. Please show your amazing support by smashing the like button, and if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe so you can get your daily dose of Ark. Today I have some more great pro tips for you that you might not know. A lot of you might, but the first tip for today is Dino Gates. I didn't really know how to title this because there's a lot to this. On the Behemoth gate, it's easy to control which way you want to open it. If you want to open it out, you just go to the right door. If you want to open it in, you go to the left door. And, you know, as you can see, it doesn't matter which side you're on. That's just the way it always is. So, now, that in itself, yeah, pretty much a lot of people know that. But what I want to get into is actually the regular Dino Gates. So let's get into that. And the first thing that I want to do is set them down. So whenever you're setting your Dino Gates down, you can figure out which way you want to open the door by default. So for instance, when you set it down, it's always going to open out. So we are on this side. So let's just pretend that the building is in front of us. And so the doors will always open in. But maybe that's not how you want to do it. You want them to open out from the building. So in that situation, you would have to be inside the building and put the Dino Gate down while you're inside. So as you can see, it's always going to open in. So let's go ahead and again pretend that we're inside the building and put the gate down just like this, and now we put the doors in, and so now they're gonna open out. So you know, maybe a lot of you knew that, maybe not, but now you know. But there's something more to this, because you can actually control which way they open, believe it or not. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So here we are, and I'm just going to use this Adobe. It's pretty much the same for all of them. So as you can see, this one opens out, so you can tell on which side I was when I set it down. But if you want to open it the other way, so towards us, you actually have to go to a specific spot. You have to actually go all the way to the right over here, and then you can open it towards us. So that's the opposite of what it would normally do. And as you can see, you can do it every single time. So this is how I tested it, and I found this out a while back, and it only works on that side. So this is not like the Behemoth gate. And what I mean by that is that if you go to the other side, it won't be on the right side. It will always be on this specific side. So on this side, it's going to be on your left side. On the other side, it's going to be on your right side. And so you basically, you know, you have to kind of, you know, go up to it, and I'll try it on this one. As you can see, it's the same thing. So it's the same for, oh wait, you don't have one. You don't have a door. What the heck? But yeah, so basically it won't work on the left. So that's pretty much it for this. But it's nice to be able to control it. And it's as you can see, as I move a little slightly more to the right, then it starts opening towards us. So yeah, so just be aware of where you're standing, and it'll work every single time. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Tip number 2 is soap. So basically, you can make soap, and there is no engram for this. I guess it's more or less kind of like a recipe, except I've never seen a recipe. But all you really need is some oil and some organic polymer. Oh, and you also need some water. But you basically just light it up, and you'll start making soap. And there it is. And the main purpose for soap is basically to take off the dye from your items or structures and things like that. Because in the past, when you used to put dye on anything, you really couldn't take it off. I mean, you could change the color, but you could not take the color off and make it back or make it go back to its normal color, kind of like my flag, you know, this color right now. So that's the main purpose for it, but a lot of us did not use it for that because that's kind of insignificant in my opinion. So actually the main reason that we did this is because we had a lot of oil and a lot of organic polymer on scorched earth, but we didn't have it on the island. And the thing that sucked is that oil is extremely heavy, so we would load it up in the ob, and yeah, it was okay until they put the timers in. Then that was the worst. So what we started doing was we started making soap, and as you can see, it's much lighter. And then once we got to the island, we would actually put it in the grinder and we would get all our stuff back. But for the most part, since the soap does not actually spoil, we would just have tons and tons of soap. And whenever we needed oil or polymer, like to fix our ghillie suits and things like that, then at that point we would grab it and we would put it into the grinder. So let me show you real quick. All right, so as you can see, I got a bunch of soap with me. And so now I'm gonna take it over to our grinder. And we're gonna turn it on. And now we're gonna go ahead and stick our soap in there. And we're gonna go ahead and grind it. What the heck? Okay, there we go. And as you can see, you get basically all your stuff back. Now, this is odd because I remember that back in the day we used to only get a portion of it when I was playing official, which was still better than nothing. But here, it looks like I'm getting everything back, which is interesting. Of course, that would be much better. But yeah, I don't know what to think about that. But anyway, so yeah, basically that's what you do. So you make a ton of soap and put it in a storage, and whenever you need oil or especially organic polymer for the ghillie, because we always carried ascendant ghillie that we would find in the red drops over at Scorched Earth. And so we were constantly in need of that, and this was our perfect solution. And the other thing that I want to mention is that a lot of people believe that you cannot make the soap on an industrial an industrial cooker. But as you can see, you can make soap in an industrial cooker. So let's go ahead and put that to rest. So let's go ahead and move on to the next tip. Tip number 3 is the poop, and I'm talking about the human poop. Well, there's several different little things that you need to know about this. I guess I could do a whole video on it, but I figured, there's no need. So the first thing you need to do is obviously consume a lot of food. Well, not really a lot, but I would say somewhere around maybe 15 to 18, somewhere around there. But obviously, if you run and while you're getting your stam, you do consume some food. But as you can see, it's not significant. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna take this off and the shoes, and now we're a little cold. You can see a little snowflake. So now if we run, and we use up some of our stam, it will not take all that long. Plus, we're really close anyway to the point where we need to poop. And if you look on the right, you can see that your food icon turned gray. If your food icon is gray, that means that you are ready to go poop. At which point, so that's, I guess that's a little tip there. So at which point you go and sit down on the toilet and you go ahead and poop. And as you can see, you you feel refreshed. And if you look down on the bottom right corner, you see the little arrows there, green arrows. And that is a XP boost that you have 120 seconds, basically. Also, don't forget that you can also make fertilizer with that poop. So, I am going to go ahead and turn my icon gray again, and there we go. And I mean, this is really, really quick. So if you need some quick fertilizer, then, you know, I mean, this is an easy way to do it, to get your plants going. And so I forgot to flush it. Sorry, that's bad manners. Nobody wants to see a floater. So there we go. And now let me flush it. And as you can see, it added 2 fertilizer. That's 1 for each poop. And the main thing that I wanted to show you is basically the boost is not stackable. But here's our poop. I mean, our fertilizer. But as you can see, there's nothing over here on the inventory, which is kind of weird. I would have thought that the fertilizer would have been collecting over there. But for whatever reason, it doesn't do it. But some of you might know why that is, or what they put that inventory in there for. But so my suggestion would be to put a mortar and pestle right there by the toilet, and get some narcotics started and take a poop, and you'll get a lot of XP. But anyways, I figured I'd share this fun little tip. But anyways, you know, that's it for me. So until next time, keep surviving.
My work saved the human race.